What's going on, YouTube? Chris here. Want to bring y'all an update today of Bitcoin, Ethereum. We're going to look at Neo. That's one we've been talking about a little bit. Link, Tezos, and Digibyte. Those are the six I'm going to be able to get into today. And first of all, guys, what I wanted to do, I really wanted to step back as well. We're going to be looking at Bitcoin on the one-day time frame today. And what I wanted to pay a lot of attention to is the trend line that I had drawn from yesterday on the 4-hour time frame. To me, it's important that we get a bounce off this, right in this area that we find support. Now, if we do have a trend line break and we start dropping down lower, we do have support areas, which is nice. And that's what we want. That's why we want a nice healthy trend where we're making higher highs and higher lows. We're not just going straight up. It's important for that. So if we do start breaking down, we don't find support off this yellow trend line, I'm going to first look down to around $10,772. Then it'd be down around this 100 moving average, and that's going to be at $10,118, right around that psychological 10,000 as well that we'll want to stay up above. That's going to be important for us to stay up above. Now, the nice thing is we're trying to fight right on this trend line with this 30 EMA. Our stocks in oversold condition is, and typically when we're in uptrends over here, when we were having retracements, they were coming back to about 46 on the RSI to 50 on the RSI. And right now we're sitting at that 50 area. So this potentially could be an area that we could find a little bounce off of, because what we're having here in just a smaller time frame is just like when we had a strong move over here and we were fighting back and forth, almost looked a little bit like a rounding top, but it was consolidation. We formed a symmetrical triangle, and then we had that strong break to the upside. We still may have more time consolidating. We may just move sideways even through this trend line, but it's something that I want you to pay attention to, that we are in oversold conditions for some, for like the stock RSI there at 10 and 7. RSI's at 50 right now. So, this is just an important area for us to watch. If we take a look at TradingView, our technicals are a 10 sell, 8 neutral, 10 buy. Oscillators 3 sell, 7 neutral, and a 1 buy. Moving average is 7 sell, 1 neutral, and a 9 buy. So that's what I'm looking at for Bitcoin there. Let's really watch this area to see if we can get a nice bounce off that area or if it's going to be rejected, because what we're seeing here at this area too, we had a little bit of a tweezer bottom there. So you can see the bulls were stepping in that area, and then the next day we had a bullish engulfing candle trying to defend that trend line, and now we're having a bit of a short day candle. So we're just going to have to pay attention to it and see what happens with Bitcoin here. We're at 11,470. The next one we're going to get into is Ethereum. Ethereum's fighting to get back up over top of $400. We're at $399 right now, and what we were looking at yesterday in our video was this 30 right here, this 30 EMA, very important. Same deal, kind of the tweezer bottoms right there, trying to find a fence. We had a doji, then we had a bullish engulfing candle. The only problem is it wasn't on a ton of volume. But with our stock, we're at 12 and 6, oversold territory. RSI, we've cooled all the way down to 54. So when the bulls want to step back in, the whales step back in, if this is the area we're going to find support, what I would look to see is if we can get up through $417, then it'd be up around $438, trying to make a nice strong move to the upside. Because if we step back for Ethereum here, you can see 417 is going to be a big area for us. Then it'd be roughly up around that $514 would be the next area I'd look at. Now, if we start having a downside break, I'm going to look to see if we can find support right here at $332. We've been looking at that for a long period of time. If we take a look at the technicals, we have a 4 sell, 9 neutral, and a 15 buy there overall. So you can see Ethereum's a little bit ahead of Bitcoin right now. That's something we want to pay attention to. Next, we're going to look at Neo. This one I did a video a while back talking about how it may be a coin that you just want to get 10 of them and maybe put them away, down the road. You can take a look at them again. But Neo's always kind of reminded me of that Chinese Ethereum, and it's been making a really strong move here recently, and I wanted to bring it to your guys' attention. So for Neo right now, we're sitting at $19.46. And if we take a look at this and we really step back, Neo's been to $200 before. So we're at a critical overhead resistance area right now. If we're able to break up through this, we may be able to target $25.77 and then be roughly up around, in my opinion, we're going to see a overhead resistance. There's going to be about $39.26. But there's some gap areas there. And what you can also see is volume has been coming back in to Neo. And you've seen this nice little rounded bottom that we had here, finding support off that 100. So what's important today is that we actually close over our previous highs where we had these bit of a tweezer top here, and that would be at around 1984 is going to be important. But we're up above the 30, up above the 60, up above the 100, starting to get a stock cross, looking for more volume. RSI is at 70, so we want to be aware of that. But a lot of times when you get these runs, in NEO, your RSI can get up to around 86 to 90. So sometimes it can really run hard and fast when it wants to. But NEO is definitely one I just kind of wanted to put on your radar. When we were talking about it in my video, I think it was like 12 or 13 bucks. But it was one I just said, it's not bad just to have some coins, even get a small amount of them and put them away and see what happens down the road. It's kind of exciting. This is one of the only spaces where you can do that, and that's what we're looking for here, and that's why we're in this space. So the technicals, 1 sell, 10 neutral, and a 17 buy. So you can see there it's looking even stronger than Ethereum. So that's NEO. And also, if you guys get some from these videos, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I appreciate you all being here with me today. We're going to move into Link next. Link's at $15.81 is what we're looking at there. Trying to find support off this 30. You can see this yellow trend line that we drew yesterday is still intact. So that's important. And that was on the 4-hour time frame is what we were drawing here. So we want to stay up above that. If we can stay up above that, we're going to target up to around 1620, and then it would be back up to around that 1936 is going to be the overhead resistance. But the thing is, it's going to take some volume, and right now we're missing that volume. Okay, we want more to get back up and challenge that high. That's going to be very important for us. Stocks at 10 and 8 right now, oversold conditions. Want to be aware of that. RSI is at 58, and you can see we're trying to find a little bit of support there around 52 on the RSI. If we take a look in here at the technicals, 3 sell, 9 neutral, and a 16 buy is what we're looking at there for Link. And guys, when money comes into this, it runs really hard and really fast. Okay, so that's why we're always looking at these areas when we have this retracement. We talked for a long time back around this 30 moving average, and we hit it to the T, the wick. That's why this technical analysis is important. People who move the market, they're watching these charts just like I'm watching these charts. They're looking at these key areas. They're putting their bids in. And if you can learn this stuff, it can really help you out. So we're going to move into Tezos next. Tezos is at $3.28 right now. And this one, like I told you, I'm just slowly layering into a position. If it drops more, I'm going to accumulate a little bit more. We've came all the way back to this 100 moving average, basically almost tapped it right there. So we've had a nice retracement from the high. If we take it in percentage terms, down about 30% right now. That's when I like to start looking at different things, because what I kind of see here with Tezos is similar to the Link situation, where once we get over top of the previous high that we made it up to, it's those blue sky breakouts and things can get really crazy, and then money gets pumped in. And Link was sitting around $5, went up to $20, and that's just massive gains. And that's what you're looking for. So even if we get a nice bounce off this 100 here and come back up and test some of these higher levels, and we're getting them down here at $3, $3.11, some of those buy areas that I was looking at, then you try to play that swing. And that's what I like to do in this space, because it's so volatile and it's so manipulated. It always helps to average into swing trading positions, in my opinion. Just ladder in, ladder out. But that's just a little secret that I like to do. So what we need to do is get up over top so we can have those blue sky breakouts of $4.58 is what we're going to be looking at there. Technicals, we're in the sell zone here. We have a 14 sell, 6 neutral, 8 buy. Oscillators are neutral. So you can see we're starting to get the stock buy, like we talked about in that oversold conditions. The stock RSI there, and then the Williams percentage range, and then the sell is awesome, oscillator, momentum, and MACD. And that's also the nice thing with laddering as well. So you don't just put all your money in at that one spot, and then you can't really do anything. If it goes lower and you have some great buying opportunities, it's nice to have more capital to layer into that. So that's Tezos, guys. You like me covering that? Let me know down low if you're here for that, and we'll continue to try to keep that in the best we can. Then we're going to move into Digibyte. All right, so Digi, just like we talked about yesterday, still trying to find support off this 60. If we don't find the support off the 60, I'm going to look down to the 100. That's going to be roughly at 0.02302. Stock is in oversold conditions there. We're at 0. It just flipped up on me, 1 and 1. Okay, so maybe this is the spot where we can get a nice little bounce out of here, but we're going to have volume come in to do that. RSI is at 45 right now. If we do get a little move to the upside, we're going to look to get over top of 0.03103. If we take a look at the technicals for Digibyte, you can see we're very neutral right now. That's why I said just kind of that patient waiting game to see if we find that support. 12 sell, 6 neutral, and a 10 buy is what we're looking at there for Digibyte, guys. But we really need that volume to come in, so keep that in mind. God bless each and every one of you. Take care, my friends.